purple, Mr. Hall.
It's like the clearly edited, like
It
like
actually was
the
in a
clearly
camera
Yeah,
where it
if
should
we-
not
if we
be.
vandalize school,
We
probably
never
over top of the stall, different color bathroom.
This is what I said, if I was them, and they wrote that in the face, the walls in school, this is what I said I'd do if I was a principal. I would've called them all in and I said, thank you for kicking me off. I'll die on this hill, you ain't gonna get the Wi-Fi, and as soon as you do, I'm calling Rusty and demanding him to change it. If I have to pull the ports myself.
Oh, he's already on it. He's already.
Oh, I know, but then he would've had me like full on all out here. I mean, I've been ticked. All right,
He's gonna do the trick on kids after.
enough about these bathroom situations.
Mr. Hall, are you proud of our nomenclature quiz?
Yeah, for the most part, I was. Some people did a little rough, but here's the truth. Nomenclature is hard,
Yeah?
okay? I had a couple kids that wrote on there, sorry to disappoint you, blah, blah. You did not disappoint me, okay? Understand, nomenclature is a beast. It's hard and it's difficult, and I need you to understand, it is hard, it's difficult, but we're not leaving from it. What?
Can I show you something?
Sure.
Probably the biggest friend in Kenzie, to be honest. Oh my
Oh, that's gold, man. That's awesome.
I tried my best. Can we get
It
those?
was a very eventful Friday evening.
By the way, I want to clarify. I did make a correction. I added 2 points to everybody's score. Some of you got it right. Even if you did get it right, I still went ahead and added 2 points to everybody's score. The reason I did that was I told you if there was 4 elements, there was 2 polyatomic ions present. And when I went through grading it, I went, oh no, I lied to them. Jesus, forgive me.
What was the answer?
So I gave you the one, and I remember now because it was a joke I had last year of a nacho. Sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is 1 polyatomic ion, 1 element, so it's not 2 polyatomic ions. So that was my fault. I told you if there was 4, because you have sodium, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. If you went with what I taught you, you would say that there was 2 polyatomic ions, and there's not, because acetate has the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in it. So that was my fault. So I wanted to make that correction.
Can we get our papers back? I want to see what I got right.
Like whenever we walk in. Yeah.
Not today, but yes.
Okay.
Okay. I will let you look at them, but something I'm gonna have you do is you have to give them back to me, because I don't want them sitting out for people
Sell
to
them.
cheat.
I want to know.
People have done that.
Better than
I wanna know.
I told Mom I was gonna
better
take you
than
for wisdom, so.
tastes like acid.
All right, so chemical reactions. This is where we're going. This is why nomenclature is so important. You have to know the names of compounds and molecules in order to know how they're reacting. So this is practically where this class gets really interesting and everybody gets hyped. Because we're going to talk about everybody's favorite thing in high school. We are going to talk about the different types of high school relationships. It's going to get weird. Okay? Mr. Hall has a golden rule, and this is why I bring this up now. When I talk about and explain scenarios that go with certain relationships that fits to certain chemical reactions, please, for the love of God, do not point fingers, do not name names, don't say anything. I've had some very awkward moments in my career because I've looked and was like, yeah, so this is pretty much what a single replacement reaction is like. It's like Home Dog is dating this girl, and he walks down the hall and sees this girl, and he's like, Wow. And then it's like, you know, that was 4th period, and now it's 5th period, and now he's walking down the hall with her, and they broke up. I've literally had girls out loud in class go, "Oh my God, he's talking about my life right now." To which, what are you supposed to say to that?
It's terrible.
Those are all. That's
Might
so
go with
neat.
us.
That's so you would.
So, please understand, we will not name names, we will not talk about things. This also is the really weird part in high school because for whatever reason, I start talking about it. Typically, these things happen. I suggest that they're already happening, but we're not noticing them. And by we, I mean you. Bye.
I have yapped a lot today, Mr. Hall.
Go ahead.
But I need you back, please.
I
Can you please
what
write-
you are asking right now?
She's a girl, she's fine.
We found it.
Dude, you have to write me
You-
a note. They said those hall passes aren't here.
What? Hey, what
Do it.
stops a girl from going into the boys' bathroom and then blaming us for their
If
transgression?
she signs in to the
Just gotta
girls,
look on
leaves,
camera,
goes to the boys.
I'm
We-
gonna ruin your
Do
life.
you have any collateral? Where's your house at? Give me the deed to your house, buddy.
Fine.
If that bathroom is messed up when I go next period, I'll know it was you.
Eli, shut your mouth.
Hey, here's the problem. You don't worry about that. You're going down here. You gotta go all the way up there.
I always went to.
So please understand that we will not, absolutely will not, shall not, and cannot point out names or name things. I am not looking and saying I am a prophet by any amounts. I am not a prophet. So whenever you want to look at me and I talk about a relationship and you want to come in the next day during first period and look and say, "Mr. Hall, it happened." What? A double replacement reaction. How about, I don't want to know.
Feel my headset good now.
I literally cannot tell you who is dating here besides the fact if they're walking around the halls holding hands.
Oh, I'm cooked.
And then I'm also
I'm cooked.
the world's worst person because they'll break up, be broke up for a month, and I still think they're together. I think that makes me an appropriate teacher because I don't get in the kids' lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
All right, so you look at chemical reactions. We have certain ways that we signify this out. So what we have,
Water.
War.
Water.
War.
Water.
first thing we have are word equations.
lies.
Whenever you look at word equations involve nomenclature. It
Hey.
involves the words. So word equations will use nomenclature.
And we're not gonna have another nomenclature related quiz, are we?
You would have to know nomenclature for the rest of this,
I think
the whole semester.
I get that, but like, is there like a nomenclature specific, like,
No,
Okay.
but like for now on your quiz, you will see nomenclature.
yay?
So we'll use nomenclature and names, molecules / compounds.
This is my chance to live out my detective dream and find out the dinner. I'm already on it. I think Kinsey did it.
To write out
What?
I will find the perpetrator.
Oh.
chemical equation.
Lewis Mason, he spends a lot of time in the bathroom.
He goes once every period to like check his hair.
No, Mason goes to the bathroom and then wanders around the school.
Hey,
I mean, no, he doesn't, and I don't know
he's not even
anything.
here.
No, I mean, we talked to him about it.
He would have been.
He knows.
Yeah, I mean,
They might even know where he's at. Like I thought we were like onto a great trade.
was that the first time he's
That
ever
was
been
a
to
one-day
school every
streak.
day? For a week? Like ever?
Did he
Probably.
miss Monday?
Shoot.
Did he?
I don't think so.
No,
I think he was there every
he was
day.
here.
That might have been the first time this year.
The fact is debatable.
That took,
Literally solidified.
All right, so there's a word equation, but then the other one we have, or I'm gonna call it the formula equation.
land.
And this uses chemical formulas in place of the names.
Dale,
Mm,
you wanna join my detective squad?
yeah.
Would you?
I'm in.
Alright.
I love y'all so much.
Would you like to join?
No.
Really,
I'm not a principal.
it's always safe.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is the one that's most common.
Who's your number one suspect right now,
Q.
Tammy?
What makes you the number one suspect? You did just get out of the
Hey, you know the
I
stories?
had to get like an early start on the day.
So what happens is the formula equation, those are the ones that's most common to us. So those are the ones that you're gonna see us represent. Those are the ones you're familiar with seeing. Is we don't necessarily use word equations so much. So what's the point, Mr. Hall, addressing that? Nomenclature doesn't leave this class.
Perfect.
I will start you with the word equation to see you get to the formula equation. You have to be able to do nomenclature for this to exist and for this to be shown. So, chemical reactions involve chemical equations. So here is what the general breakdown of a chemical equation looks like.
You know those stories where the detective is the murderer the whole time?
Yeah?
What do you say?
This is pretty similar to those.
What are you saying?
We're saying here.
You can say nothing.
Alright, so chemical equations look something like this.
Hey, hey.
Oh my gosh, I did this a long time. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I did this so long ago. This was so
We
fun.
did probably in
Hey, I did this.
biology.
I did
I did this in 8th grade.
in
Except
8th grade. I did it in 8th
Yeah.
grade too. Brittany
Sweet.
Baker was fire. Love her.
Yeah, we
I
never
was-
went over this.
I was the chemical equation balancing pro.
Eli, don't worry, I got this. And don't worry, I'll put you to the test and see if you actually work.
Well, it's- okay.
Alright, you look at the chemical equations, this is general breakdown of it. So what these are the small letters are for coefficients that go in front. And then we have big letters that take place. The big letters are like the actual chemicals, so the molecules and the compounds that are going together. This is the general breakdown, but here's what I need you to get what the pieces of the equation are. To the left, we always have the reactants. In the middle, the arrow stands for yields. And to the right are our products. You will always start with reactants, and the reactants will always go to products. Now, I'm foreshadowing something that is to come. If you look at my arrow, you guys are used to arrows pointing one way. The truth of it is over 90% of the chemical reactions we face are not one-sided. They don't go one way. They actually go forward, but they can go in reverse. There's balancing to this. So I don't want you to freak out if you see one that has an arrow pointing both ways. Do me a favor. Don't have a heart attack. This is foreshadowing for AP Chemistry.
Hi, guys. We're
Huh?
all gonna
Right,
take it,
guys?
right?
Right, guys?
Yeah, right? Says the senior. So whenever you look at chemical reactions, that's the general chemical equation, but there also are indications of a chemical reaction.
Hold
Bless you.
You guys have seen this before.
Huh?
It's an explosion.
That's one.
Fire.
Not favorite.
Heat. Are we in the same wavelength right now?
So
Smell.
Crazy.
the first one we deal with, number one.
Smell.
Excellent.
No, fizziness.
Number one is the production
Busyness.
Water.
/ release
Fire.
Earth, yeah. that's it.
heat and or
Never understood
Light.
Earth as an element, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what periodic table he's using, but I only know 4.
so this is where if I have something that takes place and it releases off, gives off heat, I have something that takes place that gives off light, then what I know is a chemical reaction is taking place. Perfect example is every kid's favorite toy. I'll be honest with you, I'm a grown man and I still enjoy these. Glow sticks.
Hey,
How glow sticks work is there is a capsule inside of the tube that has the other reactant that whenever you break it and you shake it and mix it together, they mix together and they glow. That's why we call them glow sticks, and they release off light. So something is formed. Second one, you're also familiar with. Number 2.
sound,
No.
smell,
Let's do something.
No. Second one is production of a gas.
that's close.
Does a reaction have to have all of these or?
No. Just has to have one to let you know a reaction's taking place.
Can none of them happen, but there still be a react? Wait, did you just answer my question right before?
It can be hard to detect, say it that way.
But one of them has to happen.
One of them's gonna happen. Like an example of this is ice packs is a reaction, but it actually does the reverse. It doesn't produce or release heat, it actually takes it in. So there are some exceptions, but pretty much like, you get the point.
How comes when something absorbs heat, it gets colder? When it releases heat, it gets hotter?
Because it's taking
Cut
heat
that.
in, so that means it sucks heat in,
That's crazy.
stores the energy,
So
takes it in. When it releases, it's giving it off. So what you feel is you actually feel it, the reverse of it. Number 3 is a difficult.
I disagree.
Number 3 is difficult. Okay? 3 is something you haven't seen before. I actually would do a demonstration that shows you what this looks like because nobody's really familiar with them. But number 3, formation of a precipitate.
I will put this wording it's on.
Precipitate?
Yeah, see if
Oh,
I'm, Sydney was at my house when we saw it.
I don't believe in precipitation.
I don't know. Did you say the word sublimation? Or did I just write that from memory?
What is a precipitate, Mr. Hall?
So a precipitate. Mr. Hall definition of precipitate is a solid that forms from 2 liquids.
It's kind of crazy.
It's a lot more complex, but pretty much I take 2 liquids, they're actually aqueous solutions, so I'm gonna put in parentheses 2 liquids, really aqueous solutions. So what happens is you mix the 2 aqueous solutions and they have a reaction and then a solid is formed. To you, you're not going to look and be like it's a solid, but it actually is, to the point I could filter it out and it actually have something left behind. To you, it just looks murky.
Like ice.
No, that's a different thing.
Man, can't do nothing right. What about ice and like Kool-Aid? You mix that together.
That's just a good drink.
Well, yeah. But like, what if the ice would come? Never
You're
mind.
close, Sarah.
What if you mix
Water.
What if you mix water and other type of water and it forms sand
What?
somehow? I don't know how. It would
Somehow
work.
it does that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that would be an awesome
Now,
solution.
Sick.
Typically at this point we talk about balancing reactions and stuff. I'm not going to do that. Bell's going to ring here in a second. I'm not sure what way I'm going to go. I'll probably teach you how to balance equations tomorrow, and then we'll move through the 5 different types of chemical equations, of chemical reactions, I mean.
Are there like rivalries in the chemical reactions?
Rivalries?
Yeah,
Yeah. There actually is.
I thought so.
It's called an activity series. It's with single replacement reactions.
Carl, yeah,
That's
sure.
like
It's
That's like the guy that's with the 8 that dumps the.
I fast traveled.
Alright.
This guy named Art was fighting
Shoot.
himself.
From in the woods.
We've kicked up on chemical reactions.
Nothing.
Really like your acid right now. Like your acid, ashes, and beer.
Just me, just throw me out there.
If I'm cremated, then I want to be sprinkled in the ocean.
We are going to keep rolling.
No, if
So fish and pee and food in the ocean?
I do not care, bro.
if
They do that
if I'm
anyway.
buried, I'm hauling up.
Oh man, I need an orange juice or something.
I had
Know what I'm saying?
projects in the group chat.
Screenshot from Mom.
That we came up with yellow one more time.
Everybody got
Alright.
tea.
No settlement.
So today, I hope we can actually get into the different types of reactions. No judgment today.
It's fine, I'll walk about one more, it's cooler.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm just saying that it's cool.
Okay,
I'm not, I didn't have to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
Okay, well.
Alright, so the first thing we're going
That
to
shows a lot about you, Emily.
look at is whenever you're going to talk about chemical reactions. Today I want to talk to you about balancing reactions.
Alan and Mr. Alden, they have like a, we need like a coffee shop in the school.
Amen.
I would die, cause I would
I would be
give my
broke.
life for that. To be a martyr.
You would give your life for that, Terry?
I would.
Ready?
I don't think that's a good thing, but alright.
I want that so bad.
Alright, so the first reason we're going to look at, what we're going to do when we look at balancing reactions, we got to ask ourselves is a why balance?
Because you gotta be balanced, Mr. Alden.
I'm here. I guess you're teaching class with me today, right? Alright, so why are we going to balance? Whenever we look at balancing, the reason behind this is because law, conservation, of mass.
Sounds very familiar.
Should. Look at the law of conservation of mass. Hey, we'll erase that.
Bromine. Come on.
Law of conservation of mass
Bromine.
is a law that states the mass of the products must and will be equal to the mass of the reactants.
I can't wait until we get like technology where we can project, like we have the teacher in a separate room and we project them through like a hologram, so that we can see, see on the board and stuff. Need to be transparent.
What would be the point besides them being
I
transparent?
can see what I'm writing now.
You can see right now.
I couldn't see earlier.
You need to get
Maybe
that
just
0.5
impatient.
second, leap. Get ahead.
Well, I think that's just cool. Imagine having a hologram teacher. Mr. Rob, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, as long as they pay me more. I'm teaching more classes, so.
Yeah, you can teach multiple classes at once, and it wouldn't be filled room.
Hannah furrowed her brow at you.
Oh my God, she did. I'm sorry, she doesn't like that. This is your future.
She don't like you.
She really got it's so cute.
Yeah, see? We could... Okay, I have an even better idea. Instead of like we put on glasses that hologram you, so there's one classroom with every student in the entire school in it, and we all see what teacher we're in classes in, and we have like little headphones, and then you're on the
So
board.
they're programmed to our schedule, is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yeah. So like I could be in this class, and then Eli could be in Miss Steffi's class, and we'd all be in here and see on the board, but it'd be different teachers on the
You have a
board.
virtual reality?
No, that'd just be sick though. Like kind of virtual reality, but cooler.
That's just gnarly.
So proud of
That's
that.
Say that's just gnarly.
All right,
Gnarly.
That's not
so I have a question.
That's
Gnarly.
gnarly.
Okay.
That's not neurology.
Explain the law of conservation of mass with a campfire.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes on your own.
It's been so long since I've heard that.
Give you 2
Two
minutes.
minutes on your
I know,
Are
right?
you gonna ask?
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes and then I'll give you some time in your group to discuss it. Hey Siri, start a timer for 2
Oh, he
minutes.
didn't ask.
Tanner, how long am I giving you?
2 minutes.
Very good, Tanner.
You
Thank
you gotta
you.
ask us, what are we gonna do?
Kenzie, what am I asking you to
We're
do?
gonna explain the law of conservation of mass with a campfire in our group. You know that's the first time you've ever called on me to say that? I've kept track, that's the first time you've ever called on me.
She's keeping a record of wrong. You heard of that?
I did.
Did you message her?
Man, I hate toothpaste.
Alright.
Get in my mouth.
You know, that's so true. Toothpaste is mad annoying.
I wish it was like socially acceptable for us to all.
Okay, I didn't say that.
We don't need teeth anymore. I'm sure we got like.
Excuse me, buddy. Oh, 2 minutes to yourself.
This is
I'm
independent.
sorry. Shut up! Shut up, bro. Ever say that again? I don't
Tanner, you
know.
look thirsty.
I'm extremely thirsty right now.
I
No,
don't know what to do.
I have a
Here,
water.
you need a water.
I have a water, but I'm waiting for the
Excuse me,
toothpaste to get out of my mouth.
Excuse me. May I interest you in a dear pork?
You know what?
Don't drink that.
I'll take you up on that.
Bad for you.
I do. You think I care? I'm gonna chug this entire thing right now.
Cancerous stuff is in air.
And Lou, I didn't
There's
expect
a
you to say
Flint
you know how
water.
many deer are in that. Do you know how
Fine.
Do you know how many
somebody
deer?
stop this man?
Okay. No way.
You're thirsty.
And you know what? I'm really thirsty, actually.
You know, if you go to the bathroom.
Oh gosh.
We're watching Osmosis.
Alright, y'all good?
His cells are gonna explode.
Alright. We'll wait on him to
No.
have to go pee.
Excuse me.
Forever down the road. Alright, hey, I'm gonna give you 1 minute 30 seconds in your groups. Eli, how long I give you?
Give me this.
2 minutes.
What?
Wrong, sir. Lily, how long I give you?
A minute?
Wrong, Sydney, how long I give you?
A minute and 30 seconds.
1 minute 30 seconds. And Zoe, what am I asking you to do?
Answer the question in our group.
Very nice. Hey Siri, start a timer for 1 minute 30 seconds.
Because.
Hey Siri, start timer for 1 minute 30 seconds.
Come on in.
Alright, now, so she started,
No, that's it.
the log.
On the ground.
The mass is still there.
Yes.
So the release of the gas. The mass doesn't go away, it's simply released.
Conservation. Mass was always something. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Water didn't just disappear and release of the gas, it's still there, it's just not with the
I'm
salt.
so excited to go in there and experience it.
I am too. It's great.
Are we all agreeing upon the answer that we had laid out? Okay, because I want to talk about this nightmare I had last night.
I don't know if I
I
can
dreamt
do
that
it.
I went to my
Tom's
hair
coming to
appointment.
Tory Burger.
Stop doing it.
I will.
What do you got? What do you think?
Let her in the room.
All right.
There's a very cute baby in front of me. I can't.
Baby is gone. What do you think?
Oh.
So when you have like fire logs gasoline if you choose fire starter. You know, what if you just get your fire going, and after it burns, and you even just have a log and like all that stuff, it just seemingly disappeared. It doesn't disappear. It went off and it smoked, and it go into the sky as a gas. So it's not really gone.
All
It's
babies are
just
scared.
in a different state of matter now. Oh goodness.
Why are all babies scared of me, man?
Cause you
She's
suck.
scared of, she'd be scared of you.
Old, Tanner.
I looked at it and
Okay.
my smile disappeared.
So you're kind of like hitting the nail on the head. You're doing a really good job with this. And this is like the one thing I always go to use because it's like the common thing between people. Like, I will openly admit, it may not be this Friday, okay?
Test?
It might be. There's no test this Friday. This Friday's lab, okay? I have, it's either going to be this
Oh,
Friday or the
my.
next lab we do, but I have a special lab that I like to do.
Oh, jeez.
That you guys will be really excited about. So this is what's taking place is the mass of the logs used in the fire still exist in the reaction, in the products. But in the gases
Hey, good job, Eli.
and ash,
He makes me prouder every day.
had floated off.
So are you telling me that that if I gathered all the ash together, it'd be the same mass?
No,
Oh.
gases also.
Oh, so if I,
Tanner, did you know that energy cannot be created or destroyed?
I've heard that.
Gosh, Tanner, Hannah could have told you that.
Gosh.
I mean, she can't speak it per se in words yet, but she knows it.
Obviously. Send those here if you want. They're all yours, girl.
So this is what's happening. This is why this is so important to
Oh, my
us.
stomach hurts now.
Yeah, it's probably your cells. Sales? It's probably your
Sales.
cells rupturing.
Well, at least
I'll
I'm
tell you exactly what it is. It's your cells looking and saying, holy smoke, everybody, holy smoke, we're in a hypertonic environment. Hypertonic. What are we going to do?
I was really thirsty.
We pull the water in.
I also drink the water before I came to school. So it's probably because I went home last night and went to bed immediately.
Is she all right?
Nobody reacts.
Hey, I promise you, she's experienced much worse.
Whoa.
Just look at her forehead. Like yesterday, she like bumped the edge of the table and it looked 1,000 times worse than it does right now. She popped the back of her head. It was, I can't remember last week. Everybody just keeps telling me there's more to come and I'm like, my gosh, these people are either really experienced or the prophets.
My 3-year-old little brother does like backflips and rolls off the couch. There's more to come.
Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it.
There's more to
I caught my
come, a
nose
lot
on
more.
fire with a marshmallow when I was looking for some cord.
Did you just say you caught your nose on
My
fire?
nose on fire. I
Yeah, I really
like
like it.
burning things. I swear, I have the spirit of an arsonist.
Which means you're an arsonist.
And when I was a kid, I was roasting marshmallows. Not really. I just wanted to catch them on fire and blow them out. And instead of putting it up to my mouth,
Now I'm
and
hungry.
I shook the stick, and it flung off the stick right here. Hey, girl.
All right, so there are steps to balance, so ways that we can balance. So this, I'm not gonna give like the rules that everybody else will. Obviously, you need to write the equation out first. You can't balance a chemical equation without first having a chemical equation. That's stupid, okay? So, first thing you're gonna do, we're going to balance atoms that show up only once on each side. First. Number two. And here is a good trick that'll help you. You don't get to use it a lot, but whenever you get to, it helps you out tons. Balance polyatomic ions that stay together together. So what this is saying is if I have sulfate in the reactants and sulfate shows up in the products, balance it as sulfate.
Diego Mendoza to the office.
I thought she was calling in here to ask for somebody.
Isn't once pronounced weird?
What?
Shouldn't it be like ons or ons instead of ones? Honestly, like, it should, if it's once, it should be O-N-E-C-E. Once. One. So there's no E in there. It should be, it should be there. Ons or ons. You agree with me?
The E in one, you don't pronounce even one, because you pronounce it like W-O-N.
This is way fun.
And so the E is technically silent.
All right, so the third one, and this one, honestly, is probably the most helpful and the greatest advice I can give you. Please, for the love of God, do this, okay? It makes your life a lot easier. Sometimes you'll have to go back, but this rule keeps it to where you typically don't have to. Balance. Hydrogen and oxygen last. Be sure and do it in that order as well. Balance hydrogen, then oxygen. Always save oxygen for last. My gosh, do you want to save oxygen for last? Trust me, it helps. Okay?
Woo!
The baby.
Oh, my bad, sorry.
Her brow again.
Where are you going? Wait.
She's right here.
I thought I made her leave.
She hates you.
I was about to
How
cry.
bad did you feel when you saw
I was about to cry.
it? Dude.
All right, so now I want to actually show you how we're going to balance one. Okay?
Do you teach that you should write out how many of each element you have? Is that a yes?
Yes.
I've been called for an elementary school, but they won't get out till way after you guys. You want me to take it or no, because you have to then come get me. Or I'd have to come get you, because we have one car.
You'd have to put me in there.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Berlin. as an aid.
It's up to you.
Okay, let me check because Kathy was looking too.
If it's just an 8, I wouldn't take it. Her facial expression didn't show it. She was really excited. All right. So let's say, for example, let's say that I have this reaction. I have potassium, iodide, and I react potassium iodide with, let's say, lead to take it. Nitrate. Now, at this point, you have no idea about chemical reactions and stuff, so you can't produce this yet. But here's to show you where we're going. Hey! I know it's exciting, but let me get to the punchline first. Gosh, newbies. So, this is what the expectation is going to be for you. I give you some reactants. I tell you the type of reaction. This will be a double replacement reaction. And then I look and I say, give me a proper chemical equation. Which means I want the chemical formulas and I want it balanced. So what you have to be able to do is to be able to determine that this is going to react and this is going to make lead to iodide and potassium nitrate. Now comes the fun part. You got the chemical reaction stuff down. Bravo. Now we got to write the chemical equation. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what these chemical equations are. We have to figure out the chemical formulas first. So potassium iodide, go with potassium iodide. Potassium comes from the first column, it has a +1 charge. Iodide comes from iodine, comes from the 17th column, so it has a -1 charge. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. You can bring the 1 down for the potassium, 1 down for the iodide. So this will be Ki. So I got my first one. Ki. Now we got to go to the lead to nitrate. So we look at lead, has a 2+ charge. How do I know that? Stock system. The Roman numeral tells me the charge. Nitrate. We know nitrate is an oxyanion, so we remember of nitrate, it's actually the root ion, so we are looking at NO3 negative. This is why I love this one. The 1 comes down for the lead, and the 2 comes down for the nitrate. So it's PB, parentheses, NO3, in parentheses, 2. So PB, NO3, 2. Remember, if you don't put those parentheses around it, you're saying 32 oxygens. No bueno. Okay? Got my little yields arrow there. Now I break this thing down. I look at lead 2 iodide. So lead 2, Pb 2+, iodide, I -1. She gets hurt, she goes right back to Clara. One comes down for the lead, 2 comes down for the iodide, so it's Pb I2. Then comes the last one, the potassium nitrate. I look at potassium nitrate. Potassium is K+, Comes in the first column, nitrates, NO3 negative. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's just KNO3.
Cool.
Where'd that second iodine come from?
Look at the charge. Charge on lead's 2 plus. Has to be 2 iodides to balance it out. Good? This is where the chemical reaction comes in. Because you only see 1 iodide over here, but now all of a sudden there's 2 over here. This is how this stuff forms. There'll be 2 iodines to that 1 lead. This is where the balancing comes in at. So you write down everything that we have. So on the reactant side and on the product side. So here is, I have potassium, iodide, lead. Nitrate shows up on both sides. Leave nitrate together. Psst. Hey, they're trying to learn chemistry. Write it on the product side as well. Here's a trick that I like to use. However I organize it on the reactant side, I organize it the same way on the product side so I can see it. Then from here, I write down how many I have on each side. So potassium, I have 1 potassium on the reactant side. Iodide, I have 1 iodide. Lead, I have 1. My nitrate, I have 2. Then I go to my product side. There's a 1 for potassium, 2 for the iodide, 1 for the lead, and I have 1 nitrate. So following my steps, I want to balance the atoms that show up only once on each side first. So stuff that looks like is the potassiums, the iodides, those fall in. So I just start running through them. I first look at potassiums. It's 1 to 1. I'm balanced. Look at the iodide. 1 on the reactant side, but I have 2 on the product side. Do not fall into this trap. Do not look and see that 2 and come over here and put a 2 here. If you put a 2 here, you've changed the compound. Only thing you can change is the numbers in front, the big numbers. So there are empty spaces here. So I need 2 iodine. If I put a 2 here, look what's behind it. There's potassium and there's iodine. So I have now changed potassium and I've changed iodine. So I now have 2 potassium, I have 2 iodides on the reactant side. I know potassium's not balanced on that side, but when you first start working through these things, just keep working, don't go back yet. Now let's look at lead. Lead is 1 to 1 on each side, so we're balanced. But now look at the nitrates. On the reactant side, I have 2. On the product side, I have 1. So, what am I going to do? You tell me. So put a 2 here? Why? Changes the compound. We don't want to change the compound. If I put a 2 here, what does that do?
And then it gives you 2 potassium and 2 nitrogen.
Good catch. I changed the potassium and I changed the nitrate. I now have 2 potassium and I have 2 nitrates. Now everything's balanced. Okay?
When we put an arrow going one way.
You don't have to put them going both ways. I did that just so you get an AP Chem, I don't throw you off. Especially when we talk about Le Chatelet's principle. This is how you balance. Do not fall into the trap. Do not change the numbers behind the elements. Only change the numbers in front of the elements. No change the small numbers, only change big numbers, okay?
What are you doing?
Everybody good?
She's good, I think.
Yeah, she knows it all.
We're getting there.
You think it's like simple?
All right,
really
here's the thing.
in the brain?
Here is how we balance. Now, I'm gonna be missing a day next week.
Yes.
I'll leave a balancing sheet for you guys, so that you guys can practice on the balancing. On top of that, something I'm going to be doing, as we go through each type of reaction, we're going to go through and balance. So, I want to start going through the reactions, and you're going to find out why. There are 5 basic reactions that we talk about in Intro to Chem, which is practically what this is. So your first chemistry class, we talk about 5 types of reactions. So, 5 types of reaction. First one we have is something called a synthesis reaction.
Oh! Oh! Synthesis.
English.
So, synthesis is one of those.
My things will go.
A plus B becomes AB. So they combine together. So, synthesis is like high school relationships.
Oh, here we go.
Why does it all boil down to that in chemistry?
You know why? There's 2 things you can relate things to, and high school students will get like that. First is food. Second, relationships. Synthesis is the good type of relationship. John likes Sally, thinks Sally's cute. He gets Sally's snap. Next thing you know, they snapping and they together. I know, right? Then comes the second type of reaction. Second type of reaction,
Here we go.
My 50-year-old boyfriend.
the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reactions are like high school relationships. John and Sally are together. They have their whole life planned and their whole life ahead of them. They're going to be married and they're going to have 4 kids and everything is great.
What's the kids' names?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
It's Tanner, Mason, and Eli.
No wonder.
Dale, Dale.
Where's the 4th one?
Bob.
Oh, no, Dale.
He didn't come to school today.
Mason didn't either.
Exactly. So, gonna have the whole life, you know how this goes. They've been together for 2 weeks, got everything planned out and all together, and the next thing you know,
Womp womp.
John and Sally have all of a sudden broken up. Now Now those are like the typical good relationships.
Okay.
Now we get into the spicy ones.
I think you're,
Now, don't point fingers, name names, or say anything.
You're gonna pick everything in me.
Number 3, single replacement. Give you an idea what single replacement reactions are like. They're like this. You got Jane.
yeah, hey,
Jane's pretty fine. You got John
oh,
and Sally.
Oh.
oh no.
And John's with Sally. And Sally's pretty cute. But then one day, John notices something. He noticed Jane. And he got a friend to get Jane's Snapchat. So next thing you know, they snapping back and forth.
Scandalous.
And all of a sudden, one morning, we all come into school. Now,
AB plus C.
now what we have John is now with Jane, and Sally's single as a Pringle ready to mingle.
Wait. Who's Sally?
Bro dropped girl, got with other girl.
Wait, but who is? Okay, wait. Jane is A. John is B.
Fourth one is the one that everybody looks and doesn't quite understand, but it happens.
It does happen, Mr. All.
Number 4 is the double replacement.
Whoa.
In double replacement reactions, very interesting things happen. Perfect example, we have 2 couples.
A, B, and C, D.
Couple 1, John and Jane. And then we have couple 2, Shaniqua and Taiwan.
Shaniqua.
Yeah, Shaniqua and Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah, why?
I'm just wondering. That's a sick name. I'm gonna name my kid that.
Yeah,
Taiwan.
Okay.
yeah, I like the country.
Yeah. Awesome. Give me name ideas.
The next thing you know, here's what happens. John ends up with Shaniqua, and then Taiwan ends up with Jackie. And we had 2 relationships broke up, and they formed 2 new relationships out of those relationships.
I am not leaving.
My last one is my favorite.
Oh, we're gonna get suspended, Mr.
Oh no, I'm getting suspended.
No. What?
Combustion.
That's my favorite.
We will give a general breakdown later on combustion, and I don't have any high school relationship to relate that to.
Oh, God.
So,
I bet I can get one.
go right ahead. Don't name names, don't point fingers. Hey, besides that, if you guys are late and anybody wants to suspend you or yell at you, tell them it's Mr. Hall's fault that I was mean and I told you to sit there. Trust me, they'll believe you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God,
For
Did you
double,
guys watch that?
for double replacement.